Okay, I'm going to try this again for Dale and any of the other ladies that wanted to see how to make these flowers. These, sorry, are the ones that I'm talking about. I've tried this video now 3 or 4 different times, but my internet today has been so shabby. It has gone in and out all day long. I live in the country, and that makes it shady at best, but then when you add the wind to it, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So now I'm just going to put it on YouTube, and then I'll upload the link, and we'll be good to go. So when you work with paper, most scrapbookers know this, but for people that don't, when you tear paper, especially any kind of paper, when you tear it the direction towards you, the edges of the paper will be clean. When you tear it away from you, the edges come out white. So I like, when I'm making my flowers, to make the edges white so that I can de-stress the edges, whatever color I want to. So I make my bottom layer of the flower a little bit thicker than I do the top layer. So I tear the strip of paper I want pretty thick for the bottom anyways. This is a good way to use up all your scraps. Another way, you know, instead of tags. And then something too is on the edges, on each edge, you have clean edge. I rip that edge too. I would just rip it off. And then that's my first edge. Then here's my second edge, my second piece. Now, again, I'm going to rip it away from me. And I'm going to make it a little thinner than I did the first one, because it's going to be my top piece. And I'm just away from me is how I'm ripping it, so that I have that edge. Now I have that clean edge, or that, you know, you see the white, but on the top I don't have that. It's this, and that's okay, because it's going to be my top piece, and I'm going to fold it. I'm going to show you how I fold them, but I'm going to start with the bigger one because it's easier to show you. You just put your thumb here, and you're going to fold it inward like that. You just put your other finger here, and you're going to kind of bend it inward like this, like that. And then you make another fold, kind of like a fan almost, if you can see that. And then you just kind of keep your finger there to hold that, and you do it again. But as you can see, that white is just your preference. I want the white on top, so that's my mistake. So I'm going to turn it upside down and do it again. So you make your... Another thing, I should have told you this, a lot of people like to wad up their paper. Some do, some don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if you wad up your paper like this in a big ball, and then unwad it, It gives it the old look. And when you go to distress your paper with whatever color you want to distress it with, that helps it too. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. It's just, again, your preference. And I'm just showing you. See, I don't do tutorials, you can tell. Anyways, again, you put your thumb there and you pull it in like in a V. And you can just flatten it up at the top. And then you do another one in a fan shape. And the goal is to bring it around like a circle. And you can just flatten it at the top as you go. Right there. But always hold the bottom piece together. Like that. Always hold it at the bottom. You want to make it go around in a circle. Uh-oh, I'm out of frame, sorry. Uh-oh, and that'll happen. If you don't hold it together, it'll come apart like it just did on me. See? And you just hold them. It's kind of hard to do this holding it in the camera frame, but when you get to the end, this is what it's gonna look like. This is hard, but you'll have the two pieces like this there. I gotta figure out a way to make this work better. Here, I'm bringing it around this way. You're gonna see me for a minute. Sorry guys, ladies. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my hot glue gun and I'm going to kind of make sure this is all in a circle like this. And you can use your tacky glue. The first time you do this is frustrating because it's not going to look the way you think it should look. And you're going to take it apart and you're going to want to redo it, which is okay. And it's just paper. And if it rips, get another piece of paper. But the trick is to glue it and make sure it sticks. Tacky glue takes longer to dry. That's why you get your nifty glue gun out and you take that little flap, you put a dab of hot glue and you glue it down because it's instant. And if you're anything like me, you're gonna wish you had a low temp glue gun because I've burned my finger several times. Now I glue, oh, just like that. See, it's hot. I've glued my finger a couple of times, but I also glue it in several places to make sure it stays. That's why a lot of people like to use tacky glue, because they don't want to get burned like I just did. But anyways, there's the first piece. Now, what I do before I put another piece on top of it, I distress it. Now I'm going to show you something that maybe some of y'all have not ever seen, and probably some of you old timers have. I'm an old timer. These are old ink daubers, and I still have them, and I like to use the black. Uh-oh, I need to put another drop of glue back here. Hold on. I don't want my flower coming apart. Sorry. Gotta glue it a little bit more. So you can use your glue, your wet glue, but like I said, I like it to be instant. I'm just in a hurry like that. Anyways, I take the black ink on my little dog. That's about the only thing I use these for anymore. And I ink around those white edges. That's what I like those edges for. I'm sorry. I tried to use my laptop, and for some reason my laptop just didn't let me do a live video. And go around all these little edges. Of my flower. And then I do some on the inside to make it look old. And I like using the black. You could use the vintage photo or whatever, which I have, but I don't usually use it on my flowers. And see, here's another color. I'm not even... I'd have to look at it to see what color it is to read it, but I don't know. I'm just putting it on there, giving it a little bit more color. And then I'll probably add, I'm going to add a little bit of this greenish color to it. And then I'm going to put my flower down, and I'm going to do this one. I'm going to turn this camera around, and I'm going to fold this one. I'm going to move this glue gun so I don't burn my arm. Okay, so that y'all can see the fold again. You hold it here and you pull it in like that, and you do it again like that, and you just keep doing it all the way around. The flower, Dale, that you were asking me about, that was in my black and white journal, I did the bottom piece with music paper, and then the top piece was with, I think, scrapbook paper. And the reason why I like to use